a specific frequency to affect the way we behave. It's true a specific true frequency.
I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory, and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers, and peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners who may have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, and what I want to get into today is dealing with, this video, that's going around, between brothers on WhatsApp, and the brother out in the I believe it's a North Carolina camp, the head brother GMS, all precepts, okay, subscribe and be edified, and what I want to go into, I believe the brother Elder Ashiar, if I'm not mistaken, that's the brother's name. All right, when brothers is always going to, the news, the happenings, putting videos together, and what I want to go into first, look at the definition with Trump. All right, and what we've been saying, you people been duped. Okay, you fell in love with this fabricated character, of a hero. All right, the great white height, the last hope for America. Okay, and you fell in love with this character, okay, and this character is meant, to deceive you into the agenda of the elites, okay, and they was able to deceive the masses as if Trump was, against the globalists, that he was America first, he cared about Americans, okay, he was all about, conservative, principles, okay, he played the Christian. All right, he's played the businessman, he's played the, this president of war, president of peace, he's just been, he has put on every hat, need to put on to deceive the masses, man. The masses are falling for the hook, line, and sinker, okay? Even you simple niggas who been Democrat forever, Trump even got niggas being Republican, okay? And you go into this word Trump, it means to fabricate or devise. Okay, and this man has been fabricated. His character has been fabricated, which all of these politicians, and celebrities and anyone with influence on your TV, all right, is fabricated and presented to you, all right, on some level. Okay, but with this Trump guy, they're getting a lot done, okay, that's going into their New World Order agenda. Okay, they're getting a lot of things accomplished under this Trump presidency, man. Okay, and the main reason that they can do it because he has the perfect, character to distract and deceive the masses, man. And people are so desperate for some type of leadership that care about them. Okay, this Trump character fits the bill. Okay, it says to deceive, to cheat, to impose upon. All right, and this devil, all right, the elites have Trump in place to impose upon you New World Order agendas, and the masses accept it. Because see, in their eyes, Trump can do no wrong. They fabricate these little victories, as if Trump is just out here killing shit. Okay, so they fabricate these victories, okay, as if, Trump, is really out here willing and dealing and making things happening and got this going on and got the people's best interests in mind. But it's all a farce, man. Okay, it's all a farce. Okay. And the only thing that's going forward is the agenda of the elites. Okay, so I want to play this video, and it goes into it, So I'm gonna let it play. Quick 5-minute video, you know, and then we'll get some precepts.
Donald Trump converted to Judaism 2 years ago, according to White House official. There it is. That's his blog. He said, President Donald Trump converted to Judaism 2 years ago and joined Chabad Lubavitch synagogue in New York City, according to a high-level White House official. Mr. Goldberg says the story has allegedly been held by CNN's editors for months, but is due to be released within the next few days. David Elias Goldberg, a fellow at the Jewish Center of Anti-Semitic Study, has also interviewed the White House source. According to the source, Trump was pushed by his daughter Ivanka and son-in-law Jared Kushner to join the faith. At first, Trump resisted, stating it would threaten his base of evangelical Christian voters. However, he had a change of heart and officially converted in early 2017. The ceremony was held in private and closely guarded for nearly 2 years. It appears the White House is prepared to slowly release this information, and by summer, it is expected Trump will fully address his new faith in an evening televised news conference. He is clearly the most pro-Israel president in the history of America. He's given Israel every single thing that they've wanted, and he's about to give them war with Iran.
Okay.
And so has he converted? So I want to show you one more article. This is, let me see if I can.
This is the Times of Israel.
Yeah, the Times of Israel. This was published March 22nd, 2019. This is the Times of Israel. Trump, the first Jewish president of the United States.
Now, that's not us saying that. That's Times of Israel. Times of what nation? Israel.
So the people in Israel, that's an English-speaking newspaper in Israel, and that's what they read, that Donald Trump is the first Jewish president of the United States.
And how did they qualify that, Rick?
They gave a list of things that he did for Israel.
First of one, of course, moving the embassy to Jerusalem.
That's right.
That was a big deal.
Then recognizing Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. He's the first sitting U.S. president to visit the Western Wall. They gave him credit for defeating ISIS. They gave him credit for rebuking the United Nations when the UN criticized Israel. They credit him with closing the Palestinian office in Washington, D.C. And they said these things, what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, these 6 things qualify Donald Trump to be named.
And just having to be 6 things, you know, to make him the most Jewish, all right, the most ish, all right, American president, all right, and this suits well, you know, for what we want, all right, which, you know, he early in the video he said, you know, Trump is going to give, you know, that he gives the small hats everything that they want, all right, and the next thing that they want is war with Iran, okay, and this all works in our favor. You know, this is beautiful, you know, that he's lined up, okay, that America is lined up to, you know, these small hats the way that they are, in which they've been, you know, since the establishment of, okay, the state, all right, of Israel, okay, the fake of Israel, okay, and now they're aligned more than ever because we're right here at prophecy, man, you know, which we'll get it, but let's just let it play.
Named the first Jewish president of the United States.
And that's what the Times of Israel said.
Again, that was not David Duke's newsletter.
Right.
It's a Jewish-owned newspaper. And they're proclaiming Donald Trump to be the first Jewish president of the United States. So now when you look at this David Elias Goldberg saying that a White House insider told him that President Trump converted to Judaism 2 years ago.
Suddenly it doesn't sound so crazy, does it?
It's not too crazy. And that CNN knows about it, and CNN is sitting on the story and will be releasing it at some point.
It was history's darkest hour. Millions of innocent, wonderful, and beautiful lives, men, women, and children, were extinguished as part of a systematic attempt to eliminate the Jewish people. It was the most savage crime against God and his children.
We were so deeply moved to see that picture of you touching the stones of the wall. And may I say, we were deeply moved to see First Lady Melania Trump touching the stone on that wall. And equally moved when we saw your daughter Ivanka and your son-in-law Jared do the same.
Okay, so let's just, what if it's true? What if it's true? What does that say to you, Doc?
That says to me there's been such a major shift in values in America. It's no longer Judeo-Christian values anymore. It's Judeo values now.
Yes. Yes.
And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it doesn't matter what they proclaim to be. They all Satanists, man. Okay? But for you simple Americans, which the scriptures go into it, all right, and I'm reading it in the NLT as well. It says, this is Proverbs 22:3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Okay? The simple pass on and are punished, man. Okay? And the Lord has given us the foresight to see beyond all the lies. Okay? All the deception. Okay? That's why we've, you know, been brought to the light so we can see these things. Okay? We're not ignorant of Satan's devices, his schemes. Okay? So we know nothing that comes from this man is any good. Okay? Nothing that he presents. Okay? No matter how he humbled himself as if he's, you know, for the people and he's, you know, all about this and that. No. Nothing that comes from this man is good. Nothing that this man has established is good. Okay? And if you're simple, this man is always 10, 15 steps ahead of you. You know, even under this so-called woke, all right, culture, people are still 15, 20 steps behind this man. All right, you're pretty much worse off if you think you woke, because now you think you got it. Okay? And this man is still, and they play these games right in your face, man. Okay? This is Proverbs 22:3 in the NLT. It says, a prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences, man. So a prudent person foresees dangers and take precautions. Okay? And the Spirit has us, all right, understanding that we in the time of judgment, man. We know that this devil wants to forward his agenda, and he's going to do it, all right, in blood. All right, this man is going to attempt his new world order in blood. Okay? And if you're not, as an Israelite, if you're not under the hedge, all right, of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, you know, you're going to be left out there, man. The only true way to take precaution is not, you know, carnally prepping, okay? Well, prepping in the spirit, man, for the Lord to be in our favor, man. Okay? But we're seeing, all right, simpletons just go blindly because, you know, no matter what you show, you know, most people, they're going to believe what they want to believe. All right? These enchantments, okay, run deep, you know, on the masses of the West, especially here in America, man. You know, like I said, Trump can do no wrong. To some niggas, Democrats can't do no wrong. Okay, whatever you believe in, Christianity, whatever it is, okay, it's a simple way. All right, and you're going to be through. You see? Because at the end of the day, it's going to lead to you bound to this man taking his sea hip and being nuked, man. Okay, when you go to Sirach 21:2, it says, flee from sin as from the face of a serpent. Okay, and you go back to the garden, how did he describe the serpent? The serpent as being more subtle than any beast of the field. He operates in deception. Okay, he operates in illusion. Okay, falsehood. Okay, and this man has presented sin as a culture. All right, and has made people to think that the Most High is okay with sin. Okay? It says, for if thou comest near it, okay? And how do you become near to this man? Okay? By living according to his way. You know? By being engulfed by this doctrine and these, his enchantments, you're coming near to this man. Okay? And it says, it will bite thee, the teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. Okay? And if you believe this man's deceptions, okay, he has your soul. And he's destroying, because this man tears souls apart. Okay? To where people have no clue what they believe, man. Have no idea what true, what's real, how to go left, right. People are just torn apart. Empty. You see? This man has made people empty. Okay? So let's go here to Jeremiah. All right, 49. All right, it's the book of Jeremiah 49, because like I said, all this plays, okay, to our favor, man. Okay? Now, and it says Jeremiah 49:17, it says, and Edom shall be a desolation. Every one that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at the plagues thereof, man. Okay? And this is speaking of America, all right, which is ran by Edom. Okay, Esau, Edom. And the chapter talks about Babylon. Okay, but who's, okay, running Babylon? All right? Who's running, mystery Babylon, which is America, Esau, Edom. Okay? As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, said the Lord, no man shall dwell, all right, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. Well, America is going to receive the same judgment of Sodom and Gomorrah for the same behavior of Sodom and Gomorrah. But then, okay, how are we going to get to that point? The scriptures, because when you read the scriptures, it'll speak and describe the destruction, but then it'll go into the why, okay, or it'll go into the how. We're going to get to that destruction. And one of the ways that we're going to get to this destruction, okay, the fire, okay, which is going to be the nukes, okay, and the chariots. All right. You jump down to verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom. Okay. So everything that these devils doing are working against them. All right. Because the Lord is against them. So anything that these devils are doing in attempts to stay in the power is working against them, because the Lord is against them, man. And his purpose, that he have purpose against the inhabitants of Teman, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Okay? Which is these small hats drawing America into this war. So it's great that, it's such a, the president office of America, the office of the president of America is intertwined, okay, with these small hats. That's perfect. That works out perfect for prophecy, man. Okay? And it says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Okay? So this is leading up to everything that we need to happen in prophecy, man. Okay? And it's all the will of the Lord, man. So this is a beautiful thing. All right? And you Americans have been duped. Okay? You Americans have been completely duped by this Trump character, man. And it's going to work against you in a way that you can't even imagine, man. All right? So Lord will you brothers and you sisters edify till next time I say shalom.